Welcome to Project Insight's Power Tutorial Series. We're excited to show you how Project Insight can empower managers and organizations, offering you tools that feel like superpowers. Our award-winning platform has been helping teams succeed for years, and today we're diving into one of our powerful enterprise add-ons, Client View. With Client View enabled, you can seamlessly collaborate with external partners just like you do your licensed internal users without incurring additional costs. Today's session will cover the client user experience.
Mhm.
We'll explore how your clients can manage tasks, access files, provide approvals, and more, all within Project Insight. Then we'll go into the add-on settings to enable and control this access. Here we'll learn how to activate the features and fine-tune the data your external stakeholders can see, ensuring secure and efficient collaboration. Before we get started, a few housekeeping notes. Everyone will be on mute. We encourage you to engage with us via the chat. Say hello there now and drop any questions you have along the way. I'm Matthew Sparks, part of the sales team here at Project Insight. Joining me is none other than Steve West, our CEO and one of Project Insight's founding members. With 2 decades of experience under our belts, we're excited to show you how
Yeah,
Project Insight can make your work life easier. How you doing,
that's
Steve?
great. How are you? Thanks for the
Awesome.
intro. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's get into it. I think that we have a lot of clients a lot of our clients over the years want to be able to share Project Insight with their clients, and so it's going to be. We've been working on this over the years, and I'm really excited to show that with you right now.
it's wonderful. Yeah, the key with the client view also is it's any external stakeholder, right? And that's really what this is
Yeah.
at times we might need to notify them in similar ways to the people that are part of our organization. And this is really where the client view comes in. It gives them the visibility, the automatic assignment notification. It can ask for approvals or really just help get work done
Right.
in general, right? So
Yeah, and one other thing to note, it is an enterprise feature. So the Pro and Biz, if you were one of those clients of ours and you're interested in this, you'd need to contact us to move up to the next level. But it is those users are free. So your regular internal users you'll pay for, but the client user is as an add-on allows you to engage to your customers without it costing you.
which is wonderful. It builds that credibility in our organization and provides the confidence to those external members of who they do business with, right? Which would be us in
Yeah.
that instance. So, this is the client view home screen, though. So this is what a customer login, as you can see here, would be met with by default. The nice part about this is I have helpful reminders for items that I've most recently touched but not yet finished.
Hmm.
So the concept here is I have some task assignments that I've worked on. Maybe I want to jump right back into those. Down below, you're going to have all of your other assignments, so all other relevant work. The really
Right.
neat piece about this is it's so simple, right? It's easy to understand what it is. You can come in and sort if you want, right?
Hmm.
Um, and then the filter. So if you need to see something, far out, you can control that all right here within the filter. We're currently looking at the next 7 days worth of items.
Right. And this view is really, if you're, a customer of ours, you'll know this is what you're seeing at the top here is a very similar view to the work list. And so if your customer gets assigned something, it shows up here at the top under the either the recent or all my work. And if you aren't assigning them anything, you'll see the bottom portion, which Matt's about to show.
Yep. And that's our project section. This is
Right.
where we can provide insight into the projects that they have visibility into and or they're assigned to, right? Here
Hmm.
you can see the name of the project. We can see this particular one is in an active status in a concept phase. So these are just being moved through to from Project Insight. The percent of completion, the roster that's associated with this particular project, and even the last project level comment shows up here.
Yeah, that you actually, the other thing about this view here with the projects is you can decide, in fact, you have to decide that this project we're going to share with a client and maybe this other project we won't. So you would basically, and we'll show you this towards the end, you mark a project, this is being shared. And this allows you to control what you're sharing to the customer. And you'll see that theme throughout everything Matt's showing you. There's a default setting that you can set up, but then you can actually control what you want to share on a project by project basis.
Yeah, that's a great call out, Steve. Even on the comments, right? You can
Yep.
even decide which comment set is going to be visible to those external users, which is great.
Yeah, which is really important. I mean, so a lot of our customers don't actually assign tasks to their customer, but in this case, in this demo, we are showing them you that there is a task here that they are assigned to and an approval as well. But you don't have to do that. And if they don't have anything assigned to them, then you would just come in and see the projects view at the bottom there.
This moves up top here. So you
Right.
would just see this at the top. Exactly.
Right. And so that allows you to collaborate with them at the level you would like to do.
Yeah, even if it's just that report level, right? Which is that high level, here's the project, which we'll roll into here in a moment.
Mhm.
To Steve's point, we did add a task and an approval here, so we can see these items. So this is a task. I can see the name of the task here, the project it's being driven from. So as a client or as an external stakeholder, I can see I'm assigned to multiple projects here. I can click on this and give any sort of status update. So if I'm done with this, I can update and say that I am, or almost done rather. If I need assistance, I can comment in here and grab somebody who's on this project. Steve,
Yeah,
help me,
right.
please, right?
Mhm.
Um, and then Steve gets pinged via Teams, via email, via Slack, via whatever notification channel you've set within PI, right? To let him know that I'm trying to get some
Yeah.
assistance here.
Or on the mobile app as well. So, but this
Good.
experience you're seeing right there is very similar to what you would see if you're a regular user as well. So, getting
Absolutely.
the
It's
status right from the work list or right from the home screen and of the client view.
It's identical to even our Teams app, right? Speaking of Teams,
Yeah.
this is it right here. It's the same as that whole functionality. So that's the key though. Again, I am the external user. I can click in here and even get levels of detail that again we want to provide to those client users. So this is where we've provided, the address of where this task is occurring, some
Mhm.
information. They can even check off pieces as they go to say that they have okayed this.
Yep. And you can also add attachments to that task. Maybe they need to collaborate with you as well.
Yep. So we can have pieces that we've shown to them, right? Which is this
Mhm.
particular item that we're looking at, or they can drag and drop pieces in here readily
Yep.
themselves. So
Right. Just so this is basically a similar experience to a regular team member, a regular user of the tool. They can do if you happen to assign them a task like this, they can basically interact like a regular user would.
that's right.
What they won't be able to log time or do things like that. That requires a full user.
That's a good call out. If I was
Mhm.
a regular, I could log time if that was
That's
enabled on
right.
this workspace.
hmm
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, but the intent is that your customer normally they're not doing those kinds of things. You're asking them maybe to approve something or look at do a task, and the reason you would want to do that is to give some visibility to things that they need to do with a project. Because very often we're in a project with a customer, and then you do your part, and maybe they're not doing their part, and you need to be able to show them visibility that hey, when we can't do this task until your task is done.
That's it. And all of those automatic notifications go to
Yeah,
them just the same way without you having to chase them down. So whether they're
right.
the client, whether they're your contractor, right, whether they're a
Mhm.
vendor of any sort, you can have all of that automatically go to them. So that's true of
Right.
approvals as well. We do have an approval set. This particular approval is actually tied to a proposal. So you can see the pieces here. So you
Mhm.
have the ability to comment, add attachments all the same, and just go ahead and approve or deny here. So I can say, yes, this is great. I don't like this, or let's make some modifications and then get this thing through. So
Yeah, and this is really good too. If you're going to put a proposal in to our system and use this to help you help help them approve or deny that proposal. So
that's right. And the approval can be anything. This particular
could
one
be a
is just tied.
file. Very
Exactly.
commonly, you might have a file that you want them to review, like a PDF of something you're producing. So similar.
Yep. Any workflows that even the task completion itself. I just
Yeah.
got it done. Steve, will you make sure I did it right? It can go right to them automatically. So,
Yeah, and let's take a look at the project view because I think that that's
yep.
beyond just the assignable items. This is what many of our clients really like. This part of the views that you can control what you're going to share with them within the whole project as a whole.
That's right. And what we've done now is gone into this project. So 2024 Global X, right? You can see the progress line that we've decided to share with them. In this particular project, what we've said is we want them to see their tasks, right? So to Steve's point, you can control the levers of what they're seeing, and we'll see two different flavors of
Mhm.
that in projects here. But I can see my tasks that are assigned to me. And then what we've given them permission to see are all of the milestones associated with this project. So in that way, they can have visibility into what's happening on those.
Mhm.
Um,
Real quick before you move on from the tasks, there's probably 5 or 6 different choices of how you want to show tasks there. You could show the whole entire task list, everything, or you could show just the flag tasks that you want in a task list. When I say a task list, that's like the whole tree with the WBS. Or in this case, we've chosen to give them a simpler view of just their ones that they've assigned to them, that we've assigned to them in the milestones. So that option, I think it's really critical to let everybody know that that's totally configurable by you, and you can change that on a project by project basis. One project you might want to show them everything, another one you maybe only want to show them milestones.
That's right. Including even if you're showing them the entire task list, right, Steve? You
Yep.
can decide which columns they see, even.
That's right. You can even control, you can make a view if you're familiar with Project Insight. You have the layouts with views in them. You can actually create a view for your clients that this is how we're always going to show. And then you can choose the columns for the task list that way.
That's right. It's really great in that um,
Yeah.
controlled fashion that you can dictate what they see. That's also true of the ability to even let them you know upload an issue or say that there's a problem with something.
Right.
In this way, your client could come in here and say, "Hey, I need help."
Right. Or
This will,
maybe they're find a bug or something.
yep, whatever that would be, right? You can assign this automatically to a member of the
Mhm.
team. So this one in particular will go to that project manager. You
Yep.
can provide additional context to those issues if you want, or you can just make it really simple where all they say is "I need help," and then it automatically goes into the next Patrick's queue there.
Yeah,
So
like any
those
of our
are
items in Project Insight, you can control the views, the actual fields you want. Right now, we're showing a medium set of fields that can be simple. It can be more complex. You can add as many custom fields as you want, and that allows you to capture the data you want.
That's right. Make it yours. Make the
Mhm.
flow exactly what you need.
And the same is true for the risks and decisions and actions and meeting minutes and everything else like that.
Any of the pieces, even in the tool, even the custom items you may make, you
That's
can
correct.
dictate to
Yeah,
be visible to client view. So
yeah,
it's a
with your
really,
own forms.
that's right. Any custom piece.
Hmm.
That's the same of files. Again, we discussed the concept of which comments are front facing and which ones are not. So
Right.
this is, what this particular project looks like. Again, milestones and tasks is what we're seeing here. To Steve's point, you can control that on even a project by project setting. So if we go into this additional project here, you can see that we have the visibility into tasks that we're assigned to, but only then the summary tasks. So those are how the roll-ups come in the WBS and that task list to say these are the high level pieces.
Yep.
The other parts that note, no ability to raise issue. So pieces
Mhm.
you can show visible to them, but not let them interact with. Just some flexibility there.
Yeah, let's go ahead and show them how to get this set up if you're an enterprise customer. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I guess we have one
absolutely.
more thing here.
I'm going to just show one more thing here, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
Steve. Just the
Oh, let's do
idea
it.
that you can share your reports with them as well. So
Mhm.
here are those projects that they're tied to. Here are those milestones. I can
Mhm.
let them have visibility. I can let them comment on these the same way an internal user would. That's true for a really nice visual kind of report that we have, as it is true for just a project update report. So
Yeah.
here's a really simple, here's where your projects happen to be on the process of things. And, here's where you are. Still the ability to comment and collaborate. So if I need Steve, always saving the day,
Ooh,
right?
I wouldn't
Steve
say
then
that
gets
always.
pinged and notified. Oh, I would, sir, I would. So, but in any case, you can collaborate directly out of these. So What we do want to now go through is the ability, how do you control all of this? I'm going to now stop impersonating this customer login. I'm going to go back to being an administrator within the Project Insight instance. I'm going to go into our add-ons. If you are an enterprise user, you have the ability to add these at your discretion. You go to get more add-ons and you can add any additional piece to the tool that you don't already have in the workspace. In this particular one, we've already enabled the client view / client users, where we can then go ahead and configure the settings. Here you can see all of those different kind of high level pieces that Steve was talking about earlier that you have the visibility to control. So I overarchingly to be able to see risks or not, right? I want them to overarchingly be able to see the actions or not. These are all of the high level settings in the workspace itself, right, Steve?
That's right. You can turn off, like if you never wanted them to see risks, you would just turn that off right there. And then
Yep,
risks are not available to any project to be displayed from this setting here.
that's right.
If you
That
turn it back
applies.
on, then it, and you may want to have it be on. If you want your PMs to be able to control everything, then you just turn them all on. But if you want to say, look, we don't ever want them to see files, turn that off. We never want them to see decisions, turn it off. So that's
Yep.
where this is.
The idea that I want them to be able to see saved reports. So
Right.
that's how we let them see the cross project Gantt.
Now a
You know,
report that he showed has to be explicitly shared with a customer that way,
that's
though.
right.
So it
That's
is a little
correct.
more advanced of a feature.
That's right. It's not just now they have my project level or the
Yeah.
reports that I've kind of raised my hand to say, I want you to see them,
Mhm. Totally.
the same way that we can configure these globally, you can configure this on the project level as well. So this is just a matter of going into the project settings and dictating what the client settings would be.
Well, and in fact, you
Um,
need to do, if you want to share a project with a customer, you need to do two things. You need to turn it on so that they can see it, and you need to add them as a resource into the project.
that's right. Right here you can do so, and where we see
Yeah.
customer login is
Right.
already a member of this particular one.
Right. And then why don't
The,
you show them where they can turn it on and off in the project options there?
you can preview it, which is really nice, but then you also have the ability to control the settings on my specific project. So I've
Well, and
enabled
you
the
need,
ability.
yeah, and you need
Right?
those first two checkboxes turned on right there. The first one there allows you to assign them to tasks, and the second one there will share the project with them. If you have that off, which it is, I believe, actually it's controlled by your template. So if your template has that on, it would show on, but you would have to usually proactively turn those two flags on because we don't want you to accidentally share something you didn't mean to.
That's right. I can have them as a resource on a different project, but maybe I want them to have no visibility into what's actually occurring there, right?
Right,
So,
and if you go click back to that
oh,
config
sorry, Steve.
there real quick.
Yep,
No, it's fine. The client view settings, this is where you control on this project what we're going to share, which those inherit from the default settings, which we didn't go into that, but it's on the add-on. The default settings is over there, and
yep,
then this is the specific settings for a project. A system admin can say we don't want the PMs to be able to do specific settings, and they can control that at the top level if you want everything to be always consistent. But I found just working with a lot of clients that they most of the time you need the flexibility because some, like you said, some customers you want to share more with and maybe one that you don't. That's why it seems like there's a lot there, but the reason we built it this way is because you need that flexibility to actually do what you want. And having just a default that's not flexible is not good for you as our customer.
that's right. And then interacting with yours as far as that's concerned.
That's right.
So that's the
So
real win here, though, is it's easy to control. The other piece, just to show quickly, is on the task list. You can right click and say, I want this to be visible to client. And this is that added step. If you want to show it an additional piece, you can
right.
come in here and say, now make this one visible. And they have visibility into what's occurring here as well.
Yeah, and
So
you'll see that yes, no, visible to client option is on all the items like risks and issues and all of that. So you can add that column in any of your views if you want to toggle it on and off. You can edit it on the item itself, but a lot of times you want to look at the whole list and go, yeah, this one, this one, this one, this one. That's what this lets you do.
Exactly. And then you save it as your template and roll with it, right?
That's
the
right.
win. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Well, nice job,
please,
Matt.
yeah, well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Reach out with any questions that you have so we can help you manage your external user experience in your Project Insight workspace. If you're not using our tool, please do reach out. We'd love to show you how we can make your work life easier. You can reach out to me directly at matthew.sparks@projectinsight.com or sales@projectinsight.com. And the other part, just to note, is we do have upcoming PDUs as well. We do our professional development series. Our next one in September is personality tools, and then we're going to be doing getting the most out of your team in October. So do look forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, we definitely.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day.